Where is it, sir?
Yes, sir. Let's get it, baby. What's up, everybody? We're back with another show of the Final Whistle, man. It is Tuesday night. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's your boy Coach Smoot popping off. Matt Cadell, what's good, baby?
What's going on, Coach Smoot? Love the intro. Glad to be back at the Whistle. That's final. You know how we do it.
Yes, sir.
Shouts out to all our fans. Coach Smoot, I'm gonna toss it to Dan's big brother, the other half of my unofficial GM, Coach, who's doing his thing right now. Chris James in the building. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, fellas? Just getting out of practice, man. Getting ready to kick off the season Friday. Getting ready for a state championship run. But man, I'm happy to be here, man. Tuesday nights, I look forward to being on with all you guys. Justin, Dan, Smoot, Ty, Matt. Hey, man, let's get it, man. I'm ready for a great night. Let's go, Dan.
Roll Tide, Bama Nation. Shout out to my all-star cast I have here. You know, much love. I'm excited, ready for another show.
RTR.
And the man that puts it all together, the one and only Justin Riley.
What's up, Bama Nation? Let me talk to you. Whose game is it? With everybody saying the final whistle. We ready to do this thing live again. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're in the live chat, do your thing. Get rowdy tonight. If you're watching the replay, get down in that comment section. Blow it up. As always, we're brought to you by Workspace Solutions. If your business needs a digital presence or a full-fledged marketing team, they're the guys to get in contact with to make that all roll out for you. Guys, I'm excited.
Awesome. And what we cannot leave the man, Mr. Constant College Content himself. Reach around the table. Ty Hayes, how are you doing, my brother?
Oh, taking a break from OnlyFans.
OnlyFans,
to be here this evening. So excited it should be a good one.
Well, listen, once you hear OnlyFans, you know the show has started. So we're going to get started talking about some controversial Iron Bowl talk from some recruits from Foley, Alabama flips. I'm going to let Justin Riley set this up. Coach Smoot set it up.
We didn't even shout out Smoot, man. What's up, Smoot?
Hey, I popped it off, man.
We started it off.
I popped it off, man. Where you was?
What happened when you're late?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. You awake here, brother? But nah, man. Hey, y'all already know what the buzz is right now, man. Y'all know what the buzz is right now.
Okay.
Not only did Auburn flip a commit, the commit had the nerve to go and say his flip was because he wanted to be developed better at the position of wide receiver. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in yet because I want to hear what everybody else has to say. But first reaction when you seen Perry Thompson, and shout out to the young man. We're not discounting anything the man brings to the table. He's a baller. That boy can go out there. His commitment don't change what he could do on that field. But son, I'm gonna need you to pump them brakes a little bit and just pay attention to recent history at your position at the University of Alabama. Come on now. And that's where I want to start it from. Let's not even talk about historically, because he might have not been an Alabama fan his whole life. You get what I'm saying? Let's just talk about recent history. Let's talk about the past 6 to 7 years. You get what I'm saying? Where he's been middle school, high school, and he's been able to watch college sports and have a level of understanding, know what it takes to be good at that position. I guarantee you, Perry Thompson cannot sit there bold face, straight face with the lie detector test thing on his arm and say that statement again and be 100% confident in that statement. So, Chris, go ahead and take it away, man. How you feel about that statement by Uno, man?
Man, that dude got to be some kin to Dan, man. You know, on the other side, man. But for real though, man, like I just felt like that was so disrespectful. But not only that, I feel like it was an answer to because it didn't make sense for him flipping. Like if it was another position or something, but not the wide receiver position for you to flip to a school that hasn't had 1,000-yard receiver since when? You know what I'm saying? And not only that, it's like the answers just sound like it was some BS like made up. You know what I'm saying? Just for a reason. If they ask you why you flip, this is what you tell them. You know, that's what it sounds like. Like I was baffled by it. I wasn't baffled about him flipping. I was baffled about what he said. Like, come on, man. That's like me saying that I don't even know what type of comparison I can make to that because it's just so it's crazy, man. It's you got it, man. Because I'm baffled, man.
So Uno, man, to each his own. I'm not gonna knock a man for his decision. He felt like he had to do what's best for him. But his statement was so he was like, yeah. A month ago, then Coach Saban, I started looking at, Coach Saban's a good coach. I was like, man, Coach, let me stop right there. Pause. Coach Saban, a good coach. I need to know who's a great coach in your coaching rankings first and foremost. But that's neither here nor there. But then I'm looking at your only school. Like, I went to McAdoo, and McAdoo is home of Bo Jackson. Iron Bowl robbery, you recognize greatness. For him to be at Foley, home of Kenny Stabler, Julio Jones. Julio Jones off the rip is the reason probably, you played receiver at that high school. At least, I don't know, but to each his own. I don't want to, go off on the kid or anything, but I just thought it was really kind of funny. I'm going to leave it at that. But another thing, I don't know why you would mess up. You got Julian saying y'all going to have the four-headed monster with French, Ryan Williams. You would have been that third wheel. We're looking to get back to how we had Ruggs, Smitty, Waddle, and Judy. So you could have been part of that, kind of the next four horsemen as a receiver. But I think Bama is going to find a way to find, two more good receivers. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so look, and we were talking about this in the green room, and I'm going to extend it on, talk about Perry Thompson first and then Riddick, right? Because it's kind of the same situation. As far as Perry Thompson is concerned, it's one of those things where I get the basic thing he's saying, right? Hugh Freeze is an offensive coach. Nick Saban is a defensive coach, but it's not like he's going to be working with Hugh Freeze as a wide receiver. He's going to be working with the wide receiver coach. Right. And so at that point, it's Coach Wiggins versus the wide receiver coach over there. And Coach Wiggins has got the proof in the pudding. Alabama is the only school in college football that has sent two wide receivers in the first round of the NFL draft in back-to-back years, and almost did it 3 years in a row if John Mechie hadn't have gotten hurt. Had he not gotten hurt, he would have been over 1,000 yards that last year, with Jamison Williams being over 1,000 yards. And we all remember he was drafted while injured, while just under 1,000 yards at the top of the second round. So he'd have been a first rounder had he not gotten injured. Alabama would have sent 6 wide receivers to the first round of the NFL draft in a period of 3 years. I mean, that's just astronomical. It is what it is. I think that it's one of those situations where Hugh Freeze, being an offensive coach, he's doing everything he can to try and win these recruiting battles because he knows how much ground he has to make up. And I completely understand it. To me, the Perry Thompson one was a bit more, I guess, surprising because of that. We were talking about the Riddick one, and this is where I'll end it. The Riddick one, to me, is one of those situations where, look, it might just be best for all parties involved. Whenever you're making these massive decisions, do what's best for you. Like, life is finite, so you need to do what you're most comfortable with, what makes you happy. And if that's not going to Alabama, that's all well and good. But at the point where you're saying winning might not be everything to me, then maybe Alabama wasn't the place for you, right? And in that situation, it's all good. And so I think it's just getting back to the perspective of Alabama is just trying to find the guys that fit the mentality of Alabama football, which is Julian Sayin, which is Jamie French, which is Ryan Will. I mean, those guys right there so far are exemplifying what they're looking for. And that's what they're trying to stick to. So that's I'm interested in seeing how they mitigate this loss at the wide receiver position, though.
Go ahead, Dan.
Definitely, man. Two things about this Perry Thompson flip is one, I wonder one or two things. Either the kid is truly naive, to make that statement. Because a lot of kids, young kids now, they probably didn't do the research. You know what I'm saying? It probably just what Coach Freeze told him. You know what I'm saying? Coach Freeze probably just sold him some snake oil. But that's something that a short PowerPoint presentation can debunk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it comes to developing receiver, Coach Saban, a defensive coach, had developed 4 or 5 times the amount of receivers that Hugh Freeze, an offensive head coach, has developed. So I'm not going to be too hard on him, but hey, congratulations to Auburn, congratulations to Perry Thompson. It's the greatest win, the greatest flip over Alabama from since who was it? Cabarrus Bessett, Stephen Roberts. We'll give him one.
Hey, who knows? He might even get Auburn tattooed on his forearm and then flip back.
Right.
Ruben Foster.
In Bama fans, it's don't it's a guy there that we're likely to get. We're battling Tennessee for Amari Jefferson out of Tennessee.
Man.
That kid is so underrated, man. He is a dog. Look him up. Amari Jefferson from Tennessee. He's about to make his decision. And all signs are pointing to Bama. Dude is just turn on the tape and you will be like, why is he not top? So-and-so. Like, dude is Enrico Scott. Those two guys that we have committed.
Oh, we already got Rico Scott.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because they're committed. Like, I really watched their film and you wonder why. Well, Bama got this 3-star guy. Well, this 3-star guy really isn't a 3-star guy.
Right.
Yeah, he that
ranks don't have it right because Rico Scott, the commitment from up north, he's at the top of Penn State's board, wide receiver board, and I have Penn State slotted as a potential playoff team this year. Like, they have some talent. They probably have the best running back room in college football.
Whoa.
No, I mean 1-2 punch. They're probably the best 1-2 punch. If you look up those two backs, they were freshmen. Look up Penn State back, man.
Yeah.
Bama, best running back room over Bama.
I meant 1-2 punch because Bama's isn't proven yet.
We got number one. It's not clear yet who's gonna be number 2. I would.
That's a good argument.
Yeah. I think that Bama, as far as
I think Michigan has the better.
More.
Yeah, I think Michigan has the best 1-2 punch.
Michigan has the best 1-2 punch, but those boys from Penn State, they're loaded, man. But Bama has to be there. We just have to prove it. We have to prove it.
Okay.
But they definitely on paper, ain't nobody touching Bama. But as far as what we've seen, but like I said, Amari Jefferson, man, y'all go check out his highlights. Dude is phenomenal.
Hey, Bama chat, 1 second. Can y'all hear us real good? I hear somebody say that we was low in the chat. Just let me know. But Justin, you still ain't gave us your take on this Perry Thompson.
I haven't. I've been waiting for everybody, to take their second and third chances. If I wanted to have a long-winded interrupter, I'd listen to Coach Smook. Anyway.
Taking shots, man.
I love you.
And I fought for him.
As far as Perry Thompson, the thing is, the entire time during his commitment, it didn't seem like it was genuine. It didn't seem real to me. I think I even read a comment at one point that he said, I'm 60% committed. I'm sorry. If you're less than 100%, don't mention our name and where you're committed, because you're not. You're a guy who's playing the field. Seems like you're a guy who's more interested in Instagram likes, Twitter retweets, so on and so forth. Now, as far as his comments, okay, I look at it in a couple of ways. It's like somebody was on the witness stand reading a fabricated statement. I mean, but Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. If you look at his body language, guys, it felt to me like it was all made up, like he scribbled something out at the last minute. He wasn't looking up. If someone's not looking up at you, then they're not telling the truth. They're not looking you in the eye and giving them what's really going on in their heart, which tells me this isn't about Coach Freeze. This isn't about him developing players, because as you've all stated, the track record shows Alabama is the true developer of wide receivers. Yeah, Hugh Freeze had some good ones at Ole Miss, but they didn't excel because of him. They excelled in spite of him. He didn't develop them. They came in serious dogs. And yes, Chris, you got to think. You mentioned it to us in our group chat that money is an underlying issue, and not necessarily him wanting the money, but possibly outside forces or his immediate company pushing him for money. And Nick Saban was going to make him wait to get his NIL. You got to get down the campus. You got to do your due diligence. You got to earn it. Whereas Hugh Freeze passing it out right now, and we're in a generation where it's play now, pay now. And that's a huge motivating factor. That's why he's able to get these guys who aren't process driven, because at the end of the day, they want to play, they want to get paid, they want to get that business transaction sealed and then jump to the next level where they get a bigger paycheck. And no slandering the guy here for me. If it came across in that way, please forgive me. My main concern is, regardless of wherever he goes, that he choose the school that he is called to, that's right for him. Because if he's going for anything other than that, it's not going to play out well for any party involved. It's going to create a problem in the locker room. It's going to create a problem on the field. And it's going to create just an underachievement, if you will, for the kid. He won't reach his ceiling because he's not going to be truly happy. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Kudos for the kid, but for me, I'm rolling the T-town. I'm trying to, just my take. But yeah,
Hey,
Chris, what are you gonna say, Justin?
I was going to say, Chris Owens was on the Bama Standard earlier tonight, and one of the main things that he said was Bama isn't for everybody. It's more than just something you post on Instagram or Twitter, and it's more than just the show behind it. It's a serious commitment involved. You're about to go to absolute war, and if you're not built for that, and I'm not talking about physically, but mentally, you won't last. So you got to make some hard decisions when you say, I'm committed to the University of Alabama.
And these guys think it's just about game day and practice and all that, but like if you go to Bama, like you are working a job. From the time you step on campus, it's a job, man. Like that's why you see a lot of these Bama players, the ones that go to the league and have issues, like it's because they have so much free time and so much freedom on their hands. Like they not used to not having so much structure around them. So they find themselves in those situations where they have more influence, able to have more access to them. And it's been times where you could see guys, they whole demeanor change once they get to the league. You expect it to change, but you expect you guys to carry over those good characteristics. And when you got guys admitting that that's not something that they interested in, you don't want that in the locker room. Just like Ty said, you don't want that energy in the locker room. We dealt with Ajayi Hall, you know what I'm saying? And everybody know that guy's agenda, man. He was all about himself. And the kid is good. That goes only so far. I remember playing with guys who was on the court that were better than me, but nobody liked playing with them because, you just not a good person to be around. That messes up the chemistry on the field, on the court, on wherever, so we definitely have, and I was gonna say we was talking about his replacement. We got Justin Mbakwe, man. Ain't that the kid name?
Yeah, he could play both sides.
He can play both sides. I think
Jalen Mbakwe.
Yeah, that kid, man. I mean, he could be a solid wide receiver for us, man.
That's gonna be a interesting Iron Bowl matchup. Uno versus Mbakwe. Let's get it, Riddick. Like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. So I love it when Auburn ups the ante. It just intensifies the Iron Bowl rivalry.
Well, you make a very good point, Matt. A lot of Alabama fans that don't really understand the game are going to look at it as Auburn one up them. I see this as a win for Alabama. I see this as a win for the rivalry. I'm excited that Auburn is going to be relevant again because it's always so much more fun in college football when the Iron Bowl truly means something. When the Iron Bowl, the winner gets to play for much more and the loser gets kicked out of contention for much more. And right now, the college football media is trying to make us eat or digest Michigan, Ohio State as the number one rivalry. And it kind of reminds me of my brother-in-law, when I was house sitting for them, was telling me that he had this brisket he made in the refrigerator for me as a payment, I guess, to watch the dogs and whatnot. But the problem was it was a week old and it smelled funny, and I can't eat that. I had the same feeling when it comes to Ohio State and Michigan. Don't put something on my table to eat and tell me it's good when the reality of it is it's not. Alabama and Auburn is the premier rivalry in college football, other than Alabama and Tennessee.
Alabama, LSU. The list goes on and on. Alabama's a common denominator.
Right.
And one last thing, like I just had a weird feeling about his. I told Dan this about his recruitment the whole time because he wasn't like the other guys. Like you'll see Julian saying out there recruiting for Bama, all those other guys. But with him, he was very quiet, and it was always something dealing with him linked to Auburn. If you follow like the last few months, and for somebody that was committed as long as he was over a year, you would think that he would have brought other guys to the table. But I didn't hear about him bringing. It was just like Perry Thompson, and that's it. Like it wasn't like, oh, Perry Thompson is recruiting, blah blah blah, doing this, doing that. Like guys that seems like that they're excited to be a part of it. He never showed that excitement that he was happy to
no
apparel,
apparel at the passing camps, none of that. Like you know, like Ryan Williams, everywhere Ryan Williams was at during them
Alabama gloves,
everywhere. Even
another thing is when he did grab headlines, it was always about him visiting somewhere else.
Yeah,
Auburn, So
it's a very passive aggressive way of saying I'm not going to Bama. But also, like I said, I just feel like that somebody else is pulling the strings behind the scenes, trying to make his decision for him. I could be way off base, and if I am, forgive me, folks. But like I said, I could hear it in his voice when he was in that press conference. It just didn't seem like that was his true heartbeat.
Yeah, and one of the teams that I know he's committed to Auburn, but even Texas A&M name got thrown in there, and with Thompson, we all know he was chasing that bag, man. And I know Ty hates A&M, so Ty, what we got on A&M today?
Oh, no, look, man, I don't hate A&M. I'm confused by A&M. I can honestly say, like,
because of their cult.
The male cheerleaders.
The 12.
No, and I'll explain it to you, but I cannot. Doing the college football content has put me in a place where, like, I appreciate college football. So now, like, it's hard for me to hate it, but Texas A&M, guys, this is an interesting team. Now, I know a lot of people have them circled because, look, we can all be honest here. Even though they have been completely chaotic, things have just been everywhere there. That's a very talented defensive front they have. I mean, they have, 6, 7, 5 stars stacked like it. They could literally stack the defensive line unit 1 and 2 with nothing but 5 stars. They have got a lot of talent. Everybody talks about, Texas having a good wide receiver room, Ohio State having a good wide receiver room. Man, that Texas A&M wide receiver room is ridiculous.
I want Stewart at Bama.
Moose Muhammad as well. You got Evan Stewart and Moose Muhammad out there. Musim Muhammad's son. He's
and Anais Smith.
Anais Smith is out there, and Reuben Owens is a do-it-all type player. They're going to get him working in the pass game because they just lost A-Chain. My question for A&M is, what is the standard of acceptability? And Justin, you and I have talked about this before. You fire Kevin Sumlin because his results aren't good enough. You hire Jimbo Fisher, and look, I get hiring Jimbo Fisher. He has a national championship attached to his name, all well and good. I don't get the contract extension. That right there caused so many questions for me because you gave him a pay raise for giving you analogous results that Kevin Sumlin gave you. That right there caused a whole lot of questions for me. So what is the standard at Texas A&M? Is it 9 wins? Is it 10 wins? Is it 11 wins? I have no idea. And quite frankly, I don't know that they know. And not to say that that's a bad thing. It's just, it's all over the place. A&M is a team we have to watch this year, but guys, I can't wait to see the dynamic between Petrino and Jimbo. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Huge.
That's going to be fun.
Motorcycle, any Harley Davidson is going to be driven in College Station.
No, there's a lot of flat land out there. He runs into anything.
Yes.
It'll be a pole or just like
A
he'll
barrier,
be fine.
concrete
He'll be fine.
barrier.
A tumbleweed.
Yeah, he'll run into the field. He'll be fine.
Tumbleweed, you crazy.
Yes,
Hey.
actually, the male cheerleaders will be coming onto the field in Harvey.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh God.
Ty Hayes, the 12th man is the name of your OnlyFans.
The 12th man is absolutely not the name. of the
12th
OnlyFans.
Hey, check this out.
Maybe a promo code, but not the name.
Promo code 12 man. Hey, I agree completely with what Ty's saying, but I will say this. Until Jimbo Fisher decides to give up play calling duties, and it will have the same result.
With
Yes.
that notepad.
He runs that 2002 offense that just never transitioned.
Name me the last coach that got a major contract extension where he was getting paid like the Dabos, the Kirbys, and the Nick Sabans, whose specialty is not what his team is best at.
Right.
The past 5 years for Texas A&M, whenever we've talked about matching up with Texas A&M, we might highlight Anaya Smith, we might highlight Devin Achane. And Achane, guys, I think he was one of the more underrated players in college football.
Yeah.
Genuinely, nobody gave him his flowers. That guy was a beast.
Do it all.
We were more worried about the defense because they had a solid defense. That right there was always perplexing to me, is that your defense is better than your offense and you're getting paid like your Kirby Smart or your Nick Saban. I don't know.
And it was the same way at Florida State. You get what I'm saying? Like, it is. At what point do we stop feeding into past narratives with coaches, players? Like the hype that they were once living from. At what point do we stop feeding into that? Because I feel like that's what Jimbo is on right now. He hasn't, like we was talking about the comparison between him and Sumlin earlier. He hasn't done anything better than Kevin Sumlin. They say he's recruiting better. Well, I guarantee if Kevin Sumlin had NIL, he could have backdoored some stuff too and got some kids to stay right there in Texas because he was a player's coach, first and foremost. And he ran, I mean, look at what he did with Johnny Manziel, man, and that crew of guys that year, bro. Like that little stint, you get what I'm saying? That stint was all him. And then you turn around and you don't give him time to kind of regroup and rebuild that, and you bring in Jimbo Fisher and give him an extension. I'm confused, man. It's just, where's your motive? What are you doing? Are you trying to use a name to build a program, or are you really going to get somebody that can build a program? You're muted,
Dan.
You're
Dan?
muted.
You're on mute, Dan.
He was so ready to get into it. He never unmuted himself.
He looks so passionate too, like he's about to give his testimony.
He has done one thing clearly better than Kevin Sumlin. And that's the most important thing. That is get paid.
That's true. And I heard he was
Sex
successful with the
man.
Midnight Yell.
And then
Promo code Midnight Yell. OnlyFans.
Cause then we lost to Kevin Sumlin once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah. So
Next
like,
bell.
I mean,
I've never been so upset about that game.
Oh, that game was up.
I'm still upset about this game. But I'm gonna shift the gears. We talked about
What?
Texas. Oh, I'm sorry, Justin. Go, Justin.
Man, I'm getting left out here.
My bad. I'm
What's
sorry.
going on? Dude, I need to remind you who runs the show. Yeah. Guys, I honestly think that not enough focus is being put on this game. One, we don't play really well here as of late. And yes, there has been a lot of toxicity. There has been a lot of chaos, as Ty mentioned. But even with the toxicity and the chaos, they still managed to beat us and keep us very dangerously close. And last year, it took to the last few seconds to pull away in a victory. Kyle Field is tough. And the way I look at it is, if the toxicity is truly gone, how good can this team truly be if they got their head on straight? As Ty mentioned, if the keys of the offensive play calling are handed over to Bobby Petrino, look at these dudes they got. I think Connor Weidman is going to be a hell of a quarterback. Not enough people are talking about him. He's getting overlooked. He's a dark horse. Could be SEC Player of the Year. And I'm not trying to promote something or to give a hot take, but that's the reality of it. This wide receiver room is hella good. I'll go ahead and reiterate what's already been said. Evan Stewart ate our lunch last year. Moose Muhammad ate our lunch last year. Anaya Smith can be damn good too. if we're not careful, man, it can be a problem come time to go over to Kyle Field. This is an issue. But if they're still in disarray and they can't play team ball, yeah, it can be an easy going. But I just look at the potential upside. If we take it too lightly, I think a lot of Alabama fans are. They're looking past A&M. It could be a serious question whether or not we'll come out with a victory.
I'll say this too. The thing with A&M, I think it starts with their quarterback. I don't know who their quarterback is going to be, so it is what it is. But I got a question. So if anybody wants to finish this topic, I've got a great question I want to ask you all. We kind of got into it, but Coach Smoot, you want to say something, Ty?
No, I was just going to reiterate what Justin was saying. My thing is next year, A&M. Does Georgia get to see A&M? Because that's
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
The SEC babies Georgia.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I think Georgia gets cheated out of seeing that early season big one every year. Ole Miss gets us. Georgia and Florida get theirs early in the season. LSU gets theirs early. Auburn gets Texas A&M. They always catch us after like some cupcake game. They lose somebody. Like I don't think we realize how fortunate we've been to kind of like just be on the good side of that, having the talent gap. We don't have that talent gap no more. Especially on, like y'all said, on the offensive side, we don't have that talent gap no more between them. So you get a disciplined team. Man, Bobby, I keep forgetting that Bobby Petrino is the offensive coordinator over there. That scares me. Like, I remember Bobby Petrino at Louisville, and I thought I'm glad we didn't have to see them boys. You know what I'm saying? Like with a stacked offense, because they could have did some damage. So man, whatever Jimbo is doing, if he don't, like you said, if he don't let Bobby get that play calling, man, we're gonna see the same results. We're gonna see the same stuff. Bunch of talk, no results.
But you're talking about the standard. What standard do the fans play up to? If Jimbo doesn't win 10 games this year, is it enough for the fans to say we're done with this and we'll pay the buyout, as crazy as that buyout is, and then move on from him?
Hey, Texas got loan money, but I don't think they want to get rid of him that bad.
No, I don't think so, because if they do that, it destabilizes their program. And this is the other thing, right? This is where it gets wild, right? Now I'm about to hit y'all with something.
Ooh, I like it.
So what happens whenever Aaron Rodgers signs his contract or Pat Mahomes? They reset the market, right? And so now that's the standard, and all these quarterbacks are trying to chase that. Jimbo Fisher just reset the market. And Justin, if he doesn't win 10 games, let's say they win 7 games, let's say they win 6 games, he gets fired. Now the standard that the next coach has to say is, you paid Jimbo Fisher to win less than 10 games. You paid him like he was Kirby Smart. I need at least that much money before I walk through the door. They have put a new standard on how much they can pay a coach. If you're a coach walking into that room, you're not going to be incentivized to take less than Jimbo, because you're not going to be preaching to them, I'm going to give you less results than Jimbo. I need more money than Jimbo if you want better results than Jimbo. They have really shot themselves in the foot. And before I give it up, do y'all want to know why he gets paid?
What?
It all goes back to one man. And this might be a hot take. It's Nick Saban.
Right.
This is the Nick Saban effect,
Yeah.
gentlemen. They come, they go, they rise, they fall.
Yeah.
It's the Knicks. If you beat Nick Saban and you can convince the people, the powers that be, that I can do it consistently, you will get paid.
Yeah.
And then you will get fired if you are doing decent work, but you're not beating Nick Saban. They will fire you.
Right.
It's the Nick Saban effect.
Hugh Freeze.
I think the worst thing that could have happened for Texas A&M was having Texas come to the SEC, because I feel like all those years they were the big dog in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Because they had the SEC, banner badge in the state of Texas. Then now you let Texas come in with Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma.
Now you're the third wheel, and don't sleep. It's the SEC conference is still Alabama's conference. So now you're expanding the reach for Alabama to really piggyback off some players and recruiting. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. But I got one quick question.
Oh,
But not Matt. Not only that, the Texas and Oklahoma money are coming to our conference,
Right.
and that can choke. That's going to choke some teams out.
Yeah, for real. I hope that Texas gets to play. Do they get to play to A&M because they're coming in the SEC? Oh, thank God! I used to love that rivalry.
Me too.
That was a great rivalry.
Yeah.
Me too.
Let me ask a question. How many games does Jimbo Fisher need to win in order to save his job?
9.
Because I believe, like, if he has another 6, 7, I think he's gone. They just gonna bite the bullet and pay the buyout. How many games does he have to win? What's his regular season record needs to
I
be?
say 9.
9.
I say 9, but the losses have to be close losses.
Yeah. I mean,
That's it.
I mean,
I'm gonna break.
I'm talking about a close loss to LSU, Bama, and you might be able to slip up and lose to Auburn. They go to Auburn this year, right? I think they go to Auburn this year. So
That cursed stadium.
yeah, that stadium, we all know anybody could show up there any day. If they feel like playing, you might lose. Like that's how it is. Oh my God, I hate that stadium.
So no more Appalachian states.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I'm the one disagreeing because everyone says 9 around there. I think he has far more power than we all expect because his buyout continually raises and because they've almost made their own bed. If you want better results than Jimbo, you're going to have to pay me more. I don't think they're inclined to pay a buyout and then redo a contract that looks like Jimbo's.
Yeah, I got a question. I want to add a quick question. This is what we do at the final whistle with the All-Star panel. We talked about the receiving core at Texas A&M. I can't help but think about Alabama's defensive secondary with Kool-Aid and Arnold. Give me your Alabama's toughest receiving core that our secondary is going to have to prove themselves against. Your top 2. And I'll give you my first one. I think Texas having to go against Worthy, all those guys, it's going to be a problem. Ty Hayes, I'm going to shoot it to you, constant content, and I'm going to go around the horn. Y'all.
Yeah, I think I'm going to actually probably go A&M because if Bobby Petrino gets that offense clicking, he'll open up the passing game. Justin, I completely agreed with you about Connor Weigman. He's got the ability, and I think they've got a really good wide receiver room. I'm excited about Ruben Owens, and they also have a tight end from PPI Recruits, I believe from Sweden. Is that right, Justin? Is he from? He's a beast. That's all you need to know. Yeah, he's a monster. So yeah, I think that's going to be a really fun matchup to watch. So I'm gonna give it to Smoot.
Y'all gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, but I feel like Brian Kelly and LSU have some secret jewels down there in that wide receiver room, man. Last year, those guys made a lot of young guy mistakes, but we're still. And then they mess around and they come and take back Aaron Anderson from us. And we're not gonna sit here in front and act like Aaron Anderson wasn't that. We were on this show every week. Every week we were like, "Where's Aaron Anderson? Where's the kid we got from Louisville, the speedster? I forget his name. Tyler Harrell. Yeah. Where are those two, bro? Aaron Anderson going to join. And is Moss's son still there at tight end?
No,
he's
okay.
No,
thank you, Jesus.
These are the Birmingham Stallions. He barely made that team.
Look, thank you, Jesus. But hey, let me tell y'all, this wide receiver, and I had to go and look at the roster because all I remember is Aaron Anderson going there and the kid from last year, the sideline, Mr. Toe Drag Swag himself. I can't remember his name. Butte. Man, guys, they got some jewels. So I'm stuck between LSU and A&M.
He's not there no more though.
Butte's gone.
I'm stuck between LSU and A&M. They got some jewels.
He was drafted in the 7th round.
I'm going Stark in Texas.
Smook, to add on to give you another point. Look, Jaden Daniels very experienced, but if anything happens, knock on wood, I really hope he has a healthy season. I'm rooting for him. That other quarterback, Nussmeier, they got.
Yeah, he run the offense.
Let me tell you what, that dude right there is scary.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that can move. He can use his legs. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he doesn't have to, but he can, and he's effective with his legs. He's like he's a stronger AJ McCarron to me when he uses his legs. You get what I'm saying? You remember how AJ could get out and get you 12, 15 real sneaky? Yeah, Nussmeier will do that to you.
Yeah, they got Jason Taylor's son as well at tight end.
Yep.
Yeah.
A team y'all are sleeping on is Kentucky.
Huh.
Ooh, good one. Bond.
Kentucky. Those two first receivers they had last year, Dan. What was Brown and what's the other kid name?
Arian Brown and the other receiver, Dane Key, I think.
And then y'all got to remember they got Devin Leary from NC State.
Quarterback. Yeah, I like that kid.
Don't sleep on them boys, man.
Yeah, don't sleep on them.
My answer are the Texas schools, the two Texas schools with LSU right there. But I'm saying I just put Kentucky out there because that trip to Lexington isn't going to be fun.
That's a good one.
For me, if we had to go to severe punishment due to scheming, has to be Steve Sarkisian in Texas. But if we're supposed to go with all-around talent, I have to back up again. Texas A&M, wide receiver core is nasty. Tight end, that's been another problem that Alabama's had. That's covering tight ends.
Be sneaky.
We just can't seem to put the right defensive philosophy together to stop something over the damn middle.
Pete Golden.
That's Pete Golden, bro.
Wheel route.
Or a real
route. A running back is running free.
They had the dudes. And if Petrino, like we've already said, is allowed to drive the car, he can do some nasty things. Especially at quarterback development, Connor Weigman, under his tutelage, is going to have a hell of a year and be a problem.
Hey, I'm telling you, Justin, the thing is, we got to remember, we got Kevin Steele back. That's the only thing. We talk about all this talent that's spread out across these teams. I don't see Kevin Steele, T-Rob, Jeremy Pruitt in the background.
Coach Saban?
Hey, Coach Saban, come on. Jeremy Pruitt's in the background. He's able. You get what I'm saying? I don't see it being. We're going to be surprised. We're going to be happy again because it's been like 5 years. 5 years since we.
So you saying Jeremy Pruitt at Plainview High School is watching Alabama games?
Yes, right now. Right now.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's
in the Zoom meetings right now.
Yeah, because he's their PE coach.
Yeah.
Y'all think y'all gonna sit here and play with Saban? He's a psychology major. Don't forget about that.
He's handing out McDonald's bag to our class of 2035. Saban is way
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah, classy, definitely.
This is a classy estate.
That's right.
McDonald's. Chick-fil-A.
And because we're more Metro generation, McAllister's.
I'll a curveball right quick. A curveball. We talk so much about Connor Wagman, like Texas A&M quarterback. But one quarterback that I haven't been hearing much about this offseason that we see is KJ Jefferson.
Arkansas, listen, they are my sleeper.
People are sleeping on them, man. Like
Art Browse,
KJ Jefferson is a stud, man. And I haven't heard. All I hear is Jaden Daniels, or Carson Beck.
It's gonna be a problem.
Whoever, but nobody all offseason has mentioned KJ Jefferson, dude. I don't know why.
I got one. And has everybody forgotten that Will Rogers is still playing in the SEC?
Yes.
Exactly.
You know what? We haven't forgotten he's in the SEC. We just remember where he's playing at. That's what the problem is. That's all it is.
He still produced though, Smoog. I mean, regardless of how his team fares in the SEC every year, he's still produced. He's putting up stats. He's burning people.
They want to scheme for that boy.
R.I.P. Mike Leach.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Who's gonna start at Ole Miss time?
So, well, here's the thing. The KJ Jefferson, I think you're 100% right, Chris. He is a beast. But I think the reason you're not hearing anything about him is because even with Jaden Daniels, people are still wanting him to recapture college football like he did his freshman year at Arizona State. Last year was good, but do y'all remember what he did his freshman year at Arizona?
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like he was Himothy, like next in line.
He was looking.
I saw what he did to Oregon.
You see all the chaos they had over there with the NCAA investigations. I mean, nobody could function over there. And then they had coaches snitching on Herm Edwards, throwing each other under the bus. I mean, that was a bad situation.
You played to win the game.
Yeah, but I think what it is it's always that like the old tale as old as time, the known versus the unknown. We know that KJ Jefferson is a dude, but we don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to become the quarterback everybody wanted him to be. We don't know what Connor Weigman is ultimately going to be. We don't know about Carson Beck or who starts at Georgia. I think that's why you probably haven't heard as much about KJ Jefferson, because everybody already expects him to be a dude, and there's so many quarterback questions in the SEC, including Alabama.
Yeah.
But you're right. That guy is a monster, man. He needs to be talked about with the best of them because he's a really talented quarterback.
I think that's our sleeper game. Homecoming, Arkansas coming to Tuscaloosa. KJ Jefferson, Browse, Sam Pittman. Listen, they know how to do it. Like, that game's gonna be a little bit closer than what people think.
You know what? Always
Can we
saves
not
us?
play a team like that on homecoming, please? Because we
but
played
I
on
love
homecoming
it. I
2
like
years
it.
ago. They came
Right,
to the
Justin.
very end.
So
Right.
so
Right,
you
Justin.
you know what usually saves us with playing Arkansas later in the season like that? The fact that they've had to go through most of their gauntlet, they usually catching us on the tail end of it, and they are beat up. And we're usually getting ready to start for our late October, November push, that stretch. So like that's what helps us when it comes to Arkansas. They're usually like our pre-gauntlet tune-up game going into a rivalry weekend with third Saturday in October, all those games. So I think that's what's been saving us. And we've had a lot of teams like that. If you look at our schedules from the past few years, we've caught Ole Miss
Mississippi
early in the season, Mississippi State early in the season, and then you catch teams that get beat up late. We catch them late in the season. Amari Jefferson. Oh yeah, we already know that. That boy, we out of Tennessee, right? That's the Jefferson kid out of Tennessee. Yeah.
Baylor.
But guys, I think we're going to benefit from literally like. I love speculating what college football is going to look like. This is the first time in a long time where I've been like, had some serious questions and had to go in depth and really look at past film, any type of tendencies, any type of indications to where this team is heading, especially in our quarterback room. But this is the first time in a while we've had to do it on defense, and knowing what Kevin Steele is bringing back, I breathe a lot easier knowing that I saw what Kevin Steele did at Miami. I saw what Kevin Steele did at Auburn. Like, we have way more talent to back him than those two programs have had. Not only that, but he also has a defensive head coach over him that's allowing him to just be a defensive coordinator. So I think we're going to see some of the golden years of Kevin Steele and his defense, and a lot of these quarterbacks that are supposed to show up when they see Bama and the scheme and the way we're going to be playing. I'm hoping that we're going to be playing. I think it's going to be irrelevant to all this preseason hype because these guys will be ready. We won't have an unsure defense this year.
Okay, and Ty, why you over that side of the plane? I agree, Smoot. Who's gonna be Ole Miss's quarterback? Because y'all remember Oklahoma State starter Spencer Sanders.
Oh, God's
transferred
mercy.
to Ole Miss.
God only knows, man. Spencer Sanders transferring to Ole Miss was one of the
That
most
was
perplexing
weird.
things
That
I've
was
seen.
weird.
And
Well,
didn't
the
they
whole-
have a recruit Ty that reclassified to like this year or something like that? It was weird.
But they got Jackson Dart.
They got Jack, and then they got Will Howard, the former 5-star quarterback from LSU, transferred over there as well.
So
I
that
have
quarterback
no
was-
idea
Don't
what's
sleep
happening.
on Ole Miss.
I'm asleep because of Pete Golden.
Yeah, if you can run a wheel route, you're good. You'll be fine. Run one wheel route, then touchdown.
Justin.
Hey, question here from Ephraim Davis. How many games will Bama lose in 2023?
Ooh.
And after we answer this question, we got to transition to one last topic. We're going to talk a little bit about fall camp since it's about to be here. We have not yet addressed it. So, guys, Ephraim Davis is asking how many the Crimson Tide are going to lose. Dan, we'll start with you, then the Smook, then drop it down to Ty, then Matt, and then Chris. And you're on mute, Dan. This segment brought to you by Leapfrog Computer.
History shows that we're bound to lose one this year. Bringing in a new quarterback, so I'm gonna go with one. The tough schedule we have, but I'm definitely see us losing one game, but definitely going to the playoff, win the national championship.
Smoot.
If we lose one, history, like you said, Dan, history has shown that we come back from big loss seasons. We'll always drop one, and that's like the game where it's our turnaround game. My thing is we have such an early test at home with Texas. If we can pass that test exponentially, I think we handle the rest of the test just like we need to handle them. I think we beat LSU later in the season. I think we beat Tennessee big this season. And that's if we get past Texas. But if we struggle to lose a close one to Texas, I think that'd be the only loss, because that's the turnaround loss that we need early in the season to have that fight, that grind to finish the rest of the season and win out to make it to try to make it to the Western SEC West SEC championship game. Heard rumors that Hugh Freeze. Oh Lord, Van is at it again. I'm gonna start reading the names.
That whenever Coach Smoog is making a point, Van
always, bro,
tries to derail you, and that's what we're here for.
Every time, bro. I gotta start looking at the name. But yeah, if we lose to Texas, that's the only game I see us losing. Texas. If we lose. If we beat Texas, I don't see us losing.
Yeah, I think maybe one in the regular season. Look, Bama has got a schedule this year, guys. Smook, you said it. I really like how you prefaced it. Texas is going to be a great test. If they pass it and pass it well, that's going to be a great foundation. But, I mean, there are some serious streaks on this schedule, gentlemen. After the Texas, you get the reprieve of South Florida, but then you have Ole Miss, Mississippi State into Texas A&M at Texas A&M, Arkansas after, then Tennessee. You get the bye into LSU. That is a real tough stretch. It is going to be a lot of fun, but I also think that discipline is going to be something that carries this Tide team, and that's what killed the last one.
Yes.
I just think that that's going to be a big thing. So my answer is maybe one in the regular season. I agreed. I think it was Matt. You said history has shown replacing the quarterback.
Dan.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Dan, is that? Yeah. That's. I agree completely.
Matt?
I'm going to say 0. I say Bama's going to go undefeated, go beat Georgia in the SEC championship, win the playoffs, and win that 19 national championship. But I can see us losing one. I'm going to go 0.
Chris?
I don't like to say Bama will lose a game. I just say it depends on if we get the Kevin Steele that we expect to get. I think our defense is going to carry us all the way through. The like Smook said, the Texas game will tell us a lot, but I don't see us losing in Bryant-Denny because every big game is going to be a crazy crowd. The players going to play up here. So to me, if we lose, it'll be a sleeper game like the A&M game. We've seen crazy things happen in the Iron Bowl. We're on the road at Kentucky. Like we've had some crazy things happen. You know what I'm saying? And just life in the SEC is hard. We just made it look easy, but it's hard. It's I don't know, man. It depends, man. 0 to 1. That's what I'm going. 0, no more than 1. But I fully expect us to be. We see Georgia on the other side in the SEC championship.
That's all I care about.
I don't want to see. I don't want to beat Tennessee to have to see them again in Atlanta.
Right. That's what I'm praying for, dog. Like
I don't want to see Tennessee twice. I do not want to see Heisman
the only team this is my pick. The only team we're gonna see twice is LSU.
I can see that in the playoffs.
We'll see them in the playoffs.
What if it's A&M? What if we get to avenge that loss?
LSU.
I think LSU loses 2 this year, man. I think A&M slips and gets LSU. I honestly do. The way
in Baton Rouge?
It's all
yes, in Baton Rouge. That's the last time they beat them was in Baton Rouge.
They beat them in.
Hey, I'm gonna call it right now. I see Auburn.
They beat them last year. Remember?
Listen, it's all predicated if Coach Saban is getting back to the old Coach Saban. You know, when Coach Saban beats you, usually after you lose to Alabama, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose 2 games. Yeah. So I think if Bama's back to the old Coach Saban, we got Tommy Rees, Kevin Steele, that's going to show a lot earlier. Once we beat Texas and Texas like loses 2 or 3 games, that's going to show that the old Coach Saban is back and Alabama is going to go on this title run. So that's my 2 cents.
What you say, Justin?
Okay, for me, I'm not going to go into a long spiel, but Texas is not going to be the defining game. I know that you all have felt like it's going to be a mile marker. I think ultimately what defines Alabama is how they handle that gauntlet we just mentioned. You know, the Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Arkansas, LSU, all those packed into one little joyous segment of the schedule. If we're going to lose, it's going to be one of those games in that stretch. But if we can manage to get through that, yeah, we'll get undefeated. But I see, if I had to pick a loss, I know it's taboo. It's going to be one of those games. But I feel like we're still going to get to the national championship and win number 19.
So when I was saying the statement about the Texas game, I don't think that's going to tell the story for the season. That game is going to set the mark. And I feel like when you have a game like the game of that caliber, and you could set a mark. Let's say we beat Texas 38-12. Let's say our defense holds Texas to 12 points, and our offense is just efficient, no turnovers. Our average time of possession per drive is like 8.5, 9 minutes type. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like we just beating them up. If we can get through 2 weeks of that Middle Tennessee, and then go and do it to Texas.
Sets the tone.
It sets the tone, and then you go into that gauntlet knowing you have an identity. That's been the main thing with Alabama the past 2 or 3 years. We've gone into week 5 and week 6 with no identity, no defensive identity, especially the last 2 years, our identity on offense was like, okay, how does Bryce feel today? You get what I'm saying? And nobody, you knew what Bryce was bringing to the table, and then you would have to ask the question, is his wide receivers going to be filling them today? You know, is the offensive line? So this year, I think by week 2, we will have a good foundation of what our defense is going to look like when GA loses one game with that schedule. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Coach, who's our first road game to? Because to me, I feel like that's when the season really starts.
Oh, South Florida, week 3, I'm there.
Especially bringing in a new quarterback. To me, when's our first SEC road game as well?
I want to say Mississippi State.
Mississippi
State.
Ole Miss come to us this year. Yeah. Ole Miss comes to us.
Yeah,
so I think Mississippi State.
Yeah,
Starkville early, but like you don't want to catch Starkville in November.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Especially coming off of LSU.
Hey, make it a 12 o'clock kickoff. It's Starkville.
Jefferson Pilot.
With Dave Neal.
Dave Neal.
With the 2 days. The 2 days calling the game.
Man. But yeah, I really think all those answers, all those points we made were viable. I could see the gauntlet being testy, but I'm telling you guys, I have a strong confidence. This Texas game it needs to be a statement game. I think these players that's in this game, they understand how much of it we need to whoop Texas.
We need to bludgeon them.
Yes, we need because they have the talent, they have the hype, they have everything. If we can go in there and dominate these boys, even they not coming in with the preseason ranks and all that stuff, they're coming in with the hype. If we can go out there and shut that down in week 2, that's going to scare college football. I don't care who you are, what your fan base is. SEC is going to be like, oh my God, okay, this might be, they might be back. We thought they was going, but them boys back.
Yeah. Welcome to the SEC. That's what I want Bama to.
Yes, and remember, guys, we're going to have a healthy Quinn Ewers coming into the
He does look like Joe Dirt.
With the asteroid.
Life's a garden, dig it.
Off the asteroid.
Hey, you want to talk about another team that has a quarterback sitting on the bench that is notable. Did y'all catch that spring game and see Malik Murphy dropping dimes?
And they got him on the bench.
6'4" or 6'5", 235 pounds, dropping dimes.
Hey, yes. I want to give a shout out to Dustin Hodge, Roll Tide from the West Side. I'm in Portland, Oregon. This is the best content out because it's raw.
Let's go.
Much love, baby.
Roll Tide, baby.
Much love, baby.
Keith Holcomb.
Boy, I have a cut for the promo for OnlyFans, but I'm gonna hold my tongue.
Ooh. Hey, but hey, Matt.
Keith Holcomb.
Matt.
Keith Holcomb.
Keith,
Your
shouts
comments
out
on
to
the
Keith
game.
Holcomb. What's up, Coach?
I want your record, Keith Holcomb.
Hey,
Put it in the comments.
fall camp. Fall camp, what's up?
Oh,
What?
I'm gonna give you my three names. One offense, one defense, one special teams. My defensive player I'm most excited, Earl Little. Let's go. I think he is a little bit like 40% Minka, 40%, 30% PS2, and 25% Brian Branch. My offensive player, ooh, golly, I'm torn. I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Isaiah Bond. I'm gonna go Isaiah Bond, and then I'm gonna go special teams, Jake Pope.
Mm.
Good one.
Go Ty.
On mute, sir.
You're on mute, Ty.
Let me see. For offense, I think I'm going to go Kendrick Law.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see what he does. For defense, Jaheim Otis. And special teams, man, that's a good one. I think that Kendrick Blackshire is going to just annihilate people on special teams. And that's assuming he doesn't get that starting role. But if he doesn't, I mean, God bless whoever catches the ball.
Yeah.
Hey, so on offense, I know y'all don't want to hear this right now,
Here we go.
but my boy Ty Simpson gonna show out.
I knew it.
My boy Ty, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all, I don't know what it is, man. I think Jesus is telling me that Ty Simpson is going like.
That's not Jesus, sir.
I'm telling you, and
Read
Jalen
the
Milroe,
Bible.
Jalen Milroe will
Read
be
the Bible,
involved
sir.
in the offense. He will be involved in the offense.
He
But
was walking on water, feeding the 5,000.
No, the way he was doing them hip drills, you know what I'm saying? He was, you know what I'm saying? But Ty Simpson, I feel like he's going to surprise us and become the starter early. And then defensive wise, I'm ready to see Caleb Downs go to work, y'all. Like, I was torn between. Only reason I didn't say Earl Little is because you took him, but I think Earl Little might end up taking a starting corner position on the other side, honestly. No, I think they move whoever's going to start outside. If they try to try more or what's his name at the Star and it don't work out, they're moving Terry on the inside and Little's going to get that outside corner spot. They're going to put their strongest cover guy out there at that corner, but Caleb Downs over top. I think he's going to be something different, man. I think he's going to bring back that ball hawk type safety. And then special teams, I wonder if they're gonna let Malik Benson get on punt return or kick return. If they do that, I want to see Malik Benson streaking. You know, I've seen him in and out his cuts. I want to see that dude. I think he could break a few up. And Kool-Aid on punt return. So
Or Kobe Prentice.
Hey, either one.
Man.
Man, I'm
Man.
Offense, I'm gonna go with our guy, man, Jason McClellan. On
Maxwell watch list.
Yes, he was added to the Maxwell watch list this week. Defense, you know, when we've been at our best, we had an alpha dog in the middle. So I'm gonna go with my guy Deontay Lawson.
Oh,
special team. This is a guy I don't think gets enough love. He's kind of forgotten guy. I'm gonna go with Emmanuel Henderson.
Oh, nice.
You think he gonna be in the you think Henderson gonna take return duties?
No, not that. When I say special team, I'm talking about gun up, punt, return, kick.
Okay.
He's gonna affect the game in a different way.
Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Riley.
Okay, so I'm not afraid to name names again. First and foremost, my guy, Jason McClellan. I think that he's about to erupt. A healthy Jason McClellan will make life living hell for SEC defenses. A Jason McClellan that is pissed off himself and is ready to prove everybody wrong. A Jason McClellan that was heavily criticized by people in the offseason and doubted. You're about to see this man unleashed, and hell is coming with him. Defense. So glad that no one has mentioned my guy. I have a 1A, 1B, Tresman Marshall, and Justin Jefferson.
Oh, Weapon X, Justin Jefferson.
So special teams. I gotta agree with everybody here. Jake Pope, this guy is Vinny Sinceri 2.0. Following the same footsteps, he's going to be knocking heads in the dirt and is eventually going to force them to put him on the field. during the regular season on defense, and he will not sit back down.
Jake Pope is going to be a 4-year guy, bro. He's going to be here 4 years, and the year that he finally gets to start is going to be a year that we need. We're going to have to transition and we have to let some guys grow up, and he's going to be he's an athlete, man. This kid, if we have a injury to Caleb Downs, Christian Story, Jake Pope is nasty. Oh yeah, hey. Don't talk about Jam Miller. We're gonna say Jam Miller for next week. I got some inside scoop stuff on Jam Miller. I'm gonna put it on.
Get him on that kickoff return.
Chris?
All right, offensively, man. I'm surprised nobody said Malik Benson. I just think that, man, he's the next great one at receiver. I really do.
He's the given.
Defensively, how can we forget about Trey Amos? Like, dude's not coming to sit on the bench. Dude, I was told he would have been a day 2 pick if he would have came out this past draft.
So who you think he gonna take? Terrion? Like where?
It's gonna be somebody.
Who is he gonna take?
It's gonna be somebody position. Dude gonna be on the
Won't
field.
Be Kool-Aid.
It won't be Kool-Aid.
It ain't gonna be Kool-Aid.
I don't think it's gonna be Terrion.
Trey Amos is gonna be on the field, man. Somewhere.
Trey cannot fumble anything, bro. He cannot miss an assignment. I'm telling you, Earl Little is going to have to get on that field this season. And
the difference is the dime. I'm not worried about the dime package no more. But the difference is Trey Amos, like JUCO ball is another level. But he came from Louisiana. They don't play. It's not. I mean, that's still D1 ball. You know what I'm saying? Like. Dude has the goods, man. I watched him, and he's big. He's like 6'1", almost 200 pounds. Like, those days of the little corners are over, man. I mean, he didn't come to Bama. It was something told to him the reason why he chose Bama over LSU. LSU was hurting more than we were.
Yeah.
It's the reason why he chose Bama. And special teams, man. How can we forget about Will Riker's last ride?
Will Riker. Lou Gross,
good one. He
gonna come up clutch, man.
Good
for a senior kicker, man. And with the schedule that we have, it's gonna be times where he may have to win a game for us, like he did Texas last year.
Right. He should have won the Tennessee game for us.
Yeah. Really.
Here's an idea: put the ball in the middle of the field instead of the hash.
Run the ball, Bill O'Brien.
No. Man, don't get me started, man.
No, that makes sense. No, couldn't be.
And ladies and gentlemen, in stupid news, Clemson linebacker T.J. Dudley was dismissed for selling pictures of unsuspecting teammates in locker rooms via his OnlyFans.
He needs to watching our show, man.
He used Chris James' account.
And I want my cut. Send me my earnings.
He used the Matt's all 11.
I hope he ain't my Laughing Taffy video.
Oh yeah, he saw Dan Laughing Taffy video, got some ideas.
But now apparently he's at Ole Miss, so now he's in the SIP. Let's go ahead and move to our closing segment, guys. We're running over, but that's all right. People are having fun. They love our live chat, and we'll let everyone prop what they got. Even Ty Hayes, who has something he could pop, but has neglected to share with everybody. But listen up, everybody, because all these folks on this panel have things that you need to be a part of. And when they tell you where to find those platforms, we fully expect you to subscribe, follow, like, whatever it takes, and tell them the Bama Standard sent you and the final whistle as well. So, Dan, start us off. Then on to Coach Smoot, Ty, Matt, and Chris.
What's up, everybody? One last time, I want to remind everyone to please hit that like and subscribe button. You can where to find me weekly every Tuesday night right here, y'all. Final Whistle Dan. This is what I do, in my leisure. I enjoy it, and I appreciate all the support and all the comments in the live chat. And catch me on Twitter, Final Whistle Dan. You catch me on Facebook, Dan James the Fourth. That's pretty much it for social media. I'm still trying to work out the kinks of Instagram and all the other stuff, But that's it. The way you can find me,
Yeah.
OnlyFans, I'm kind of having technical difficulties.
OnlyFans, smothered and covered.
That's a good one.
Waffle House jug. Waffle House jug.
Toss, turn, cap, covered, smothered.
Smothered, covered, and capped.
My word.
Capped.
Yeah. So check me out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everything, kick.com, all that stuff at Coach Smoot. We got the college football content running with the NCAA revamp. We've been getting mad viewers over there on TikTok. Kick is growing. YouTube, we're going to start posting it live probably next week or the week after. We're going to start getting the updated roster for Bama. And we're going to start doing some of these simulations, so y'all start tuning into that. And don't forget, y'all, make sure y'all liking and sharing these live streams. Make sure when you come back and watch them after the post game, if you're sharing clips, make sure you're tagging the Bama Standard. We're reaching a lot of people, guys, and it's all because of you guys. So just continue to do what you're doing. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. And if y'all was digging that intro video, man, hey, we got more coming, man. We got a lot more content ideas coming for y'all. Y'all just keep supporting, and we going to keep rocking with y'all. It's your boy, Coach Smoot. And you can also find me on my OnlyFans at Mr. Midnight Sneak at 32. And then you can also find my backup page on OnlyFans. It's called the Press and Release.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, the Press and Release. And we letting it we letting it all go on that channel. So y'all pull up on that channel.
Oh Lord.
And we got y'all covered. All right. Much love, y'all.
What level of monthly subscriber do I need to be to get added into the intro?
Hey, I'm gonna just pull a clip from the night and add you right now.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. No, you can catch me at Around the Table Sports, always doing college football content. And yeah, so guys, if you like the shirt I got on, vintage college football wear, vintage Alabama football apparel,
Nice.
go over to Home Field, use code ATTS15 to get 15% off your orders. They've got the best vintage apparel. You've got the banner in the back, shirt. They're supporting Around the Table Sports. So very excited to be working with them.
Nice. And
Oh yeah, OnlyFans, Reach Around the Table Sports, Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Kirk King said, "Booty warrior."
Booty.
Yeah, Van killing the coming.
Hey.
Shouts out to Van Elvis, baby.
Hey, Smoog, Van.
That's my dude, man. That's my
Man, we gotta
dude.
get Van on the show, man.
When-
We gotta get-
hey,
Van, hilarious.
Van.
All right, Van.
Next time I show up to a roasting battle, when I'm roasting another streamer for coming at me, Van, you gotta show up and pop off in the comments, bro. I already know we're
All
gonna
right,
tag team
Van.
some folks.
Now this opens the door. You will be on the show next week as the Final Whistle top fan.
Nice.
So get ready.
Speaking of top fans, join my OnlyFans top fans club. This week I'm running my weekly special. Matt up the middle. Promo code ball placement. So but yeah, at the end of the day, it's football university, man. So but it's Final Whistle. Shouts out to the Final Whistle, the all-star panel. Listen, we know how to make it happen. Thanks for all the fans. So but yeah, hit me up, OnlyFans. I literally got fans, OnlyFans. I sell different types of fans, ceiling fans, floor fans. Do it all.
Window fans.
And we got to get Keith on the show too.
He also sells propane and propane accessories.
Okay, Hank.
Damn it, Bobby.
Only
What the
4
hell?
pizza payments of $29.99.
And if you act now,
You know. You can find me on Facebook at Chris K. James Sr. Add me on there definitely. On Instagram at CKJ Senior 32. And I saw it's a new app, it's X. It's not Twitter no more, right? It's X or
Right.
something.
Twitter at
Twitter X. Ooh.
Mm.
Wow. And Coach Chris James. My OnlyFans is Flathead Screwdriver Her. And my backup page is Drill Bits. Drill Bits.
Drill
Drill Bits.
Tool time with Chris.
Power Tools is the promo code.
The power drive with Chris James.
The power hour.
Flathead screwdriver.
Hey, I just created a new one called Shot Rag. Gotta keep that shot rag around.
Hey, I wonder, y'all know the fans probably ask why we gotta keep creating our OnlyFans. They say our handles is too vulgar, so we have to change them up every week, keep them guessing, so y'all can keep subscribing to us. We appreciate y'all support, y'all.
promo code eye protection. You gotta put your eye
Promo
out.
code, you put your eye out.
Lick and scoop.
Oh man,
It's really funny is that we say stuff like this on this show, but yet the Bama Standard every single week gets flagged for inappropriate content.
man.
I can't imagine why.
We know how to be strategic with ours.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
First and foremost, we are a Christian network.
this here is a wholesome network.
Guys, you just have to wait after like the first 15 minutes, and then
There
you're
you go
good to
crazy.
do whatever you want.
There
You
you
just
go.
gotta clear that first 15 minutes.
I'm glad y'all changed it. I was about to say something crazy. Go, Justin.
Hey,
Little D Will. David Kendall. Little D Will. Fourth of inches. Man, come on, man.
all right. Well, folks, we got a lot going on with the Bama Standard Network. If you have not heard the news, on September 1st at the Bryant Museum at 5 p.m.
just-
Central, the Bama Standard is going to be live for opening game weekend. Everybody pack the house out. We'll also be on hand the next day in the Bryant Museum for game day. We'll be at the game that night at 6:30 p.m. Come check us out. Also, check out the clips we have on this channel. We have a lot of final whistle clips out there. Show some love to those. Matter of fact, I think right now they're the most popular clips on the channel. And next week, like I said, Van Edwards is going to be our top fan as a panelist. So, Van, get ready for that. Also, we will be working on getting guests on here. I'm working on one right now, so it's a surprise when I get the final confirmation. I'll let everyone know. We're on social media at the Bama Standard. If you're on TikTok at _Bama Standard, we got stuff everywhere. I'm telling you guys, be on the final whistle bandwagon this fall, or you're gonna get left behind, be forced to go to TDA. Anyway.
Whoa.
Randy
Shots fired.
Payne, I see your comment, Randy Payne. I'm right down the road from 10th. I'm in Leesburg, man. So, you know,
That's going to do it for all of us.
both
Thank you.
angles.
Thank you to everybody in the live chat for doing your thing. We're going to come up with a name for the live chat. So be thinking of that. If you want to be a guest as a top fan, email us, thebamastandard@gmail.com. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching the replay, get in the comment section below. That'll do it for all of us. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide.
All right.